Hi, welcome to Model Collector Towers and the first edition of my blog at the New Releases Centre. Well, we've got 5 models for you to look at very quickly from next month's issue. 5 models that really stand out to me for different reasons and different ways. The first one is my model of the month. Now it's going to be a bit controversial because it's made by Carrarama and retailing it around about £4.99. I think it's an absolute blinder. It's a real bargain. It's the Austin A60 Cambridge. It's got a fantastic interior. The finish is superb. The trim is a little bit shiny perhaps, but on the other hand they've done a fantastic job with the grille. In fact, the whole model looks absolutely right. It's the right shape, the colours seem right, the whole thing smacks of quality. And at £4.99, I'm afraid it's going to be a real one for other companies to follow. And will they be able to match it at that price? Now these Carrarama models are now being issued and released via Oxford Diecast. So I think they've moved on to a very, very good thing there. The next model, I'm afraid, is an absolute contrast. Now this is a Mini Champs motorbike, one of their range of MotoGP motorbikes. Now for many reasons it's a good model. The decoration is fantastic, the suspension is most impressive, it's got all the sort of working little gubbins, and then you look at the dashboard here and you think, now why is there just a transfer? What happened to the little glazing that goes over the speedo? Why isn't that there? For something in the region of about £50, I would expect to see that on this model. This model is mostly plastic, but not that that's a bad thing, but you do wonder what you're spending your money on. Of course you're getting lots and lots of mechanical detail here on the frame and the suspension, the electric system, etc. But really you can still see the mould marks on a lot of the plastic items. It's light as a feather, of course, as you'd expect from a plastic model, and yet somehow there are elements of it that really just don't make it worth the price. They could do so much better. Mini Champs have done so much better with other models. So now quickly on to my third model, this. Now I haven't been particularly impressed with Jada Toys models so far. They're very basic on the inside. In fact, sometimes there's virtually nothing to show any interior trim whatsoever, apart from the fact that they put the seats in and the steering wheel, but nothing much else. This one, on the other hand, is really, really good. It's the 40 Cadillac Fleetwood Series 75, based, as you can see, on The Godfather. You get your little Marlon Brando figure here as well. But it's the hinges on these doors. Now I'm just going to open this door, and they're very well made as well. Let me see if I can open that up. Now you can see the hinges here are superb. They've also bothered to put in a good interior in this model. The hinges, both doors open as well on this side as well. If I can get this one open, I'll give you an idea. Bit of a fiddle, but there we are. Both doors open nicely, closed properly. It's well made, it feels quality. It's around about £40, £42 in the shops. Not a great deal of detail in the boot, etc. There's no kind of carpeting or anything like that, but you do get good engine detail. Now I happen to think that this kind of packaging, this supposed display stand, which you then have to pull all these bits and pieces off, it's a real pain in the backside. Nowhere near as big a pain in the backside as most models. It seems to be that the more complex the packaging, the more likely you are to damage the model. Which brings me on to this model by HPI Racing. Now this is actually a slot car. It doesn't matter. It's a very good model. It looks as it should do. It's a Nissan Skyline GTR. But the important thing is that they've gone back to a system which French Dinky used to use right back in the late 1960s. You see here you have a little screw. You turn it once, like that, and it releases the model. There you go. Not only that, but the screw stays in place. It should stay in place. Actually, it does stay in place. So basically a very simple system for applying and putting the model back into place, screw it back up, and the model's attached again to its stand. Now why can't everybody do something like that? Nice, simple. You don't need a toolkit, you don't need to faff around with all the other extra bits and pieces to get your model out. Nice simplicity. Now onto this set, which is also by HPI. Quite expensive, I think it's around about £135. 2 Porsches 911 GTIs, GT1s I should say. Le Mans 1-2 finish in 1998. But what I really want to show you about this, quite apart from the fact that it's very nicely packaged, is the absolutely stupendous, you probably have difficulty seeing it from there, but stupendous engine detail. They don't just put in the detail of the engine, they actually shade the paintwork so that it gives it depth. You know, probably you've heard about sort of like miniature figures where they, you do an awful lot of shading to give them quality. Fantastic, absolutely gorgeous. The springs on the back as well are individual items. It's a beautiful set, well worth the money. I know it's expensive in the time of the credit crunch, but believe me, this is worth every penny. I thoroughly recommend it. We'd almost make model of the month if it hadn't been for the Cambridge, because that's an absolute bargain. So there you go. Those are 5 models that I've chosen for next month for you to look at. Don't forget to get the magazine. It's in your newsagents right now. Do enjoy it. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you.